I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pledge of Allegiance? Really? Is that a thing? Are people standing up at home saying Pledge of Allegiance? Oh, hot mic. Welcome, Corvallis. Good morning. It's Tuesday. And in this day in history, 15 years ago, the very first video was uploaded to YouTube. Was it a cat video? Was it PewDiePie? Was it Minecraft? No. It was Jay at the zoo. Enjoy.
Alright, so here we are in front of the elephants. Cool thing about these guys is that they have really long fronts, and that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
That video was called A Day at the Zoo, or as I like to call it, Mr. Kaiser's Big Break.
AP testing takes place these next 2 weeks. We're wishing you the very best of luck. Sir Isaac Newton invented calculus during the plague in 1665. With tests done, you'll now have time to be bored enough to invent something like calculus.
Mrs. Dickerson was spotted in the woods this week by a group of students yelling at a tree. When asked about it, Mrs. Dickerson said, "I didn't ask that tree its opinion about my earrings, but I guess it felt like it needed to share." Remember, kids, not all the mushrooms you find in the woods are safe to eat.
April 28th, the school board met to decide that we were going to be closing school for the rest of the year. It's a super bummer. No one's excited about that. But on a positive note, that does mean that we're going to have Spirit Week, where every single day is pajama day for the rest of the school year.
With spring sports canceled across the nation, Mr. Holes has been using his free time to sew uniforms for his new chicken football team. When asked about what offense his team will be running this year, Mr. Holes replied, "The wishbone, of course."
Mrs. Johnson will be retiring from our high school office secretary position after being there for 22 years. We don't know what we're going to do without her. How are we going to take attendance? Who am I going to buy eggs from?
Not to be outdone, Mr. Middleton has also decided to put together his own chicken football team. Allegations about performance enhancement have been surrounding his chicken camp after Johnny McNugget suffered a heart attack on a 5-yard run. When asked about it, Mr. Middleton replied, "I only feed my chickens the very best chicken feed that Bulgaria has to offer."
Mr. Raza is finishing up his last year at Corvallis High School. He's been an amazing English teacher, teaching all the kids how to write. This is his second time retiring though, so I'm really curious, is he done or does he have a third time in him?
Mr. Leonardi has been missing his opportunity to yell at students through his megaphone during bus duty. To make up for the loss, Mr. Leonardi has been spotted sitting on his front porch yelling at the birds of the neighborhood. "Hey Robin, nice haircut. You think your mom could give me one next week?"
In international news, with everything closed, air quality is amazing. According to National Geographic, the PM 2.5 levels fell by more than 70% in India. Unfortunately, Mr. Hamill's chemistry students will now all have to collect new air quality data.
Students across the nation have grown tired of online classes and have collaborated to take down Google Classroom. This nationwide plan calls for all students to give Google Classroom 0-star rating in the Play Store in hopes that Google will be forced to take down the app. When asked about it, Google responded, "Oh, you got us. I guess we're going to have to take down the app that we put in our own app store." Really?
Masks are recommended anytime you're within 6 feet of people. Mr. Plackey has been seen around town putting masks on everyone with a face. And, well, you don't even have to have a face for Mr. Plackey to find a mask for you.
Mr. Nelson has been using his free time to make vocational educational videos for students. If you'd like to see one of Mr. Nelson's videos, just go to YouTube and search "Sewing the Sleeves Back on Your Shirt."
The graph of the COVID-19 data for Montana looks amazing. We've got a nice hill shape going. I really hope that that hill or that graph is not also going to represent our student engagement in Google Classroom over the course of this month, or maybe the teacher attendance to our Zoom staff meetings.
Mrs. Bladley has been using her free time lately to write that book that she's always wanted to write, entitled Harry Potter is Just Shakespeare with Wizards.
According to a survey of 3 CHS students that turn in assignments to Google Classroom after midnight every single time, Night school would be a great option for the fall, with classes running from 11 p.m. to 4 in the morning. When reached for comment, Mrs. Knapp said in one word, no.
Lunch for today is whatever you yell at your mom to make you for lunch. Lunch for tomorrow will be whatever they're serving at Military Academy.
In regional news, the newspaper The Oregonian says that the Oregon Zoo has added a second beaver to their facilities. Maple, a 3-year-old beaver, is now becoming fast friends with the zoo's first beaver, Filbert. Filbert's been alone since his parents, Willow and Aspen, died last year. Now Maple and Filbert are going on adventure walks with zookeepers due to COVID-19 closures. They've helped clean branches out of offices, and just think of what they could do to help out around our grounds.
Teachers across the nation have been trying to teach from home and create their own home videos. But sometimes the stress of the videos is just too much, as seen in this next video.
So as some of you guys might know, I'm a music teacher, and I found that one of the best ways that I can process the whole transition to online learning and teaching is to write a song. So I wrote a song. I'd like to share that with you guys now. Here we go.
Recently in the Bitterroot Valley, we've had baking supply shortages at Super One. Flour, sugar, yeast, baking powder. It's been really hard to find all of these things. Fortunately or unfortunately, we have found the cause of the shortages. Mrs. Cleveland. When she was reached for comment, she said she was getting ready for Christmas cookies.
With school being online now, teachers are allowed to teach from anywhere. Ms. Parsons has used this opportunity to go visit her family in the South. While she was there, she sent us some home footage from their family reunion this week.
Many communities have stay-at-home orders in place in Ravalli County. Current guidelines include washing your hands and social distancing. Mr. Solier heard this and started running. He was last seen running through the Bitterroots with his dog Koya and has no intention of ever returning. Have a good day, Corvallis.
That's the news from our house.